Sup gamers, my name is Gamer McGamerson. We'll make the music a little bit louder.
Why do you always happen to call yourself Game McGamerson?
I don't fucking know. Did we do that last time?
I don't think you did it last time, but you've done it before many times.
Yeah, definitely done it before. I mean, hey gamers is always what I had to say at the start of every video. I mean...
And then you say it, and then you think gamer.
Exactly.
You just say gamer, and then, oh, make it a name, McGamerson.
There is no funnier word in the English dictionary than gamer. Not even cum is a funnier word than gamer.
Whoa, calm down.
Okay, gamer is the second funniest word in the English dictionary.
There we go.
Oh man, this intro is so much better than the last one was. Because we're recording this one straight after the last one, so even though I'm going to be releasing this the day after, I don't know, I'm going to make the music a little bit quieter. Even though we're recording this the day, even though this is coming out the day after, we're recording this immediately after the last one, so Plasma and I are already quite comfortable together, as we always tend to be.
We went from analyzing a deep story to talk about cum and gamer.
I mean, we always gotta make the cum jokes here.
Exactly.
So, today we're doing
That's what they come for!
Nerd! So, we're... Jesus Christ, I can't stop fucking laughing. So today, in this video, we are ranking the palace rulers. We're going to be doing palace rulers based off of how good they are in the story, and then another tier list for how the palaces affect gameplay, how fun the palaces are to traverse. So basically, this is the palace ruler tier list, this is the palace tier list. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yes.
Oh shit, I forgot about Sai. How the fuck did I forget Sai?
Oh my god.
Oh my
you
fucking god.
Stupid.
I forgot about Sai. How the Alright, there we go. There's Sai. Alright, so today so I guess we're gonna start with certified lovable, certified pedophile. What?
What?
That'll fuck him up! Oh fuck. I swear to God, ever since Not Like Us came out, Kamoshida's palace has become significantly funnier to me.
That is a crazy to call Kamoshida's palace funny. That is a crazy statement.
One of my favorite memes ever is Kendrick Lamar's calling card to Kamoshida. That shit goes fucking hard.
Anyway,
so, yeah.
we should probably get into...
In terms of actual characters, I think that if Maruki didn't exist, Kamoshida would be by far easily the best palace ruler in the game.
Yes, that's
like, easy S tier. The game does such a fucking good job at making you fucking hate this man.
Yeah, I've always been a person who thinks, if you hate the antagonist, that's a really good antagonist.
And honest to God, I don't think there's any antagonist ever that I hate more than Kamoshida.
Oh, for sure, because obviously, and considering how he done fucked up shit, but he ain't killed no one. Yet you still managed to have a visceral hatred for this man because of his stuck-upness, and he knows he can get away with it, and it fucking pisses you off. He's like, someone's jumped off a building. Oh, you're being mean. I'm gonna expel you. Meh, you can't do anything. Meh. And if you really think about it, if Joker couldn't summon a pet to beat up Kamoshida in the metaverse, then he kind of would have got away with it.
Yeah, and that's the worst part about it too, because like Kamoshida is that the Phantom Thieves are basically just doing self-defense in the first arc. Because Kamoshida's just completely fucked up all their lives. Like, Joker's criminal record was made public to the school because of Kamoshida. Kamoshida was able to get away with it because he was able to do it through Mishima instead of through himself firsthand. He fucked over Ryuji by breaking his leg, disbanding the track team, making Ryuji completely ostracized, and then he fucked over Bon by fucking sexually assaulting her best friend. Like,
He
Jesus.
fucked her
fucking
over by
Christ.
fucking her.
Yeah. And like the reason An had to choose between her best friend getting traumatized or her getting traumatized, which is one of, again, Kamoshida is so fucked. The moment where Shiho attempts suicide is the moment where Kamoshida goes from already a hateable piece of shit to holy fucking shit, I would kill him and feel zero guilt.
Yeah. He's one of those people where, like, it's not right to kill, but if he died, I wouldn't mind.
I wouldn't care.
Like,
I would be celebrating. I would throw a fucking party over it. And obviously, the game makes a very clear point about how you shouldn't kill Kamoshida. Otherwise, the Phantom Thieves would just turn into a Akechi.
yeah.
And An even says it herself. And like An, out of the Phantom Thieves at least, because I mean Shiho is easily the most traumatized, but out of the Phantom Thieves, An is easily, out of the Phantom Thieves, An is the most traumatized, for sure, by Kamoshida. And An straight up says that Kamoshida should not be able to run away from his problems through suicide or through death. Kamoshida has to face what he did head on, live with the guilt and the pain of what he did for the rest of his life. So that way, because if Shiho is able to move on, then Kamoshida has to be able to face everything that he's gone through as well.
Yeah.
So just, I mean, the thing is too, every single time where I'm like, oh, I think I can skip the introduction, because I mean, there's like hours and hours of just story and tutorial shit. But at the same time, unlike Persona 3 and 4, which just have genuinely really slow starts, Persona 5 has one of the most gripping starts ever, and the reason why is because
I was hooked.
Kamoshida is such a good villain.
Yeah,
it's crazy
I mean,
too, because like
he's the perfect first villain, because you immediately dislike him, he immediately gets in your way, and you immediately want to do something about it. And it's what's it called? You hate him so much, and you just want to carry on playing just so you can see him get fucked in the bum.
Exactly. It would be Madonna doing that, by the way.
Oh yeah, of course, because like he would just put his whole like head.
God damn, I was trying to make you laugh, and then you were the one. So yeah, in terms of story, Kamoshida, in a world where Royal doesn't exist, is easily the best palace ruler.
Yeah.
In terms of the palace itself, it's a really good palace. I don't know if I could call it one of the best in the game, but it's still a really good palace. I'd say like at least.
I'm trying to think. I think it's good.
Yeah.
Personally, I put it at like a high B tier.
For now, I'm willing to agree.
A, then
I'm considering A tier, but I mean, we'll have to wait on everyone else later.
Yeah.
It's still a really good palace, though. There are good puzzles. The palace does a great job at showing you just the extent to how distorted and fucked up Kamoshida is.
Yeah.
And it's also the palace you spend the most time on, because I mean, of course, the game has to tutorialize its mechanics to you.
Yeah, of course. Even in New Game Plus, fuck's sake. Anyway.
Yeah, why doesn't New Game Plus remove like all the tutorial shit?
Oh, I don't know. Anyway.
And then next up is Madarame. In terms of story, I have mixed thoughts on Madarame. Although
Madarame,
still one of the better palace rulers, honestly.
Madarame is amazing just because you remember that crying face.
Yeah. Holy shit, that crying face.
That shit was hilarious.
Every serious emotion I could have felt during that scene was fucking ruined by just how fucking goofy that crying face looks.
And it happened in the game as well. I remember at some point, you can hear people making fun of him for crying like that. Because he's just like, oh, I've got to make an announcement. And then he just starts bawling his eyes out. And he's like a fucking old geezer as well. So he's bawling his eyes out on live television. He looks like a donut, like, doing it.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
And, like, in terms of, like, characters that completely fucked over other people, I feel like the only three that are like do an amazing job at showcasing that are Kamoshida, Madarame, and Shido.
Yeah.
So the fact that Madarame is even in those ranks to begin with, I think is a really big plus on like Madarame's side as being a really hateable villain. The fact that he's able to manipulate Yusuke so well into believing that he's just some saint as well is really good. He probably is just straight up the most manipulative of the villains as a result.
I mean, you can make a case for, I guess, Shido.
Yeah, Shido's like
but...
weirdly boring considering how fucking despicable he is.
Also, Igor kind of did that as well.
Yeah.
Or Yaldabaoth, I guess. He kind of almost made you do shit. He tried to kill you, but anyway, that's for later.
I feel like the main flaw with Madarame then, and the reason why he can't be S tier, is because we don't learn the extent to just how fucked he is until like his boss fight.
Yeah.
Because like the fact that he fucking killed Yusuke's mom, holy shit. That's fucking one of the most despicable things any character on this tier list is gonna do.
Yeah.
And yet we don't learn about that until the boss fight. So, when going through the palace, I feel like our motivation to beat the shit out of Madarame, while strong, isn't as strong as it should be, because the game just conceals way too much information from you.
Yeah.
So,
I think if they had done a better job at revealing some information about what happened, how bad he is as a character, you think because with Kamoshida you're like, I really want to kill this guy. Madarame is like, he's kind of bad, but that's kind of it until you find out that he's done that, and then you're like, oh, I really want to kill him. But I feel like it's a bit too late for it. They should have done it earlier.
So I'm really split between like A, B tier, honestly.
I think B tier.
Seems fair.
We have some really strong characters in here, so I think B tier is fair.
Yeah, like Madarame is definitely a good palace ruler in terms of the story. And then the palace itself, I like the palace. I'm not super enthusiastic about it, but I like it.
It's fine. It's not incredible. It's not bad.
Yeah, and I feel like another huge aspect of why the palace is just fine is because of the fact that, again, too much information about how bad he is concealed.
Yeah.
I honestly think the palace itself is kind of a C tier. Is that?
Yeah, I mean the puzzles were like okay. You had like you had the big golden room one, and then you had the one where you went in the paintings, and then you had like some lasers. It was okay. I think the puzzles were kind of boring. Like the one where you go in the paintings was literally like 5 minutes, so it doesn't really count.
Yeah.
And that golden one ended up getting kind of repetitive. Having to differentiate the real and fake series, it was kind of boring.
It's honestly kind of the most forgettable of the.
Yeah, honestly, I was gonna say, Madarame's Palace was very, very forgettable because it was very generic.
And then I guess next up is Kaneshiro. I think Kaneshiro was probably the most boring villain in the game.
Yeah, because there's no personal beef.
There's no personal beef, and don't get me wrong, he's a bad person. The way that he ends up getting Makoto to his breaking point is really well done, but it doesn't really feel like Kaneshiro was really trying to piss off Makoto that much.
Yeah. He was just like, oh, I can do this, so I can force some money out of her and stuff. Might as well.
I feel like as a palace ruler, he's kind of a D tier. Really, really boring.
Yeah. And also, we don't really see him that much.
Yeah. And like he's
like with the other palace rulers, excluding, I guess, Shido, we see them a lot throughout the palace, really. But with Kaneshiro, you barely even see him.
Yeah.
We see him at the start, and then the boss fight, really. I'm trying to think of many other places we see him. There's not much.
And then
yeah, kind of boring.
Yeah, I mean, there's like nothing to say about him either. That's the worst part.
Yeah, the thing is, we don't see enough. Obviously, because there's no personal beef, we don't learn enough about him. All we know is that he's like a mafia boss, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of the weakness of it being the entire thing behind Kaneshiro was from Makoto saying prove yourself that you're good and stuff. That's why there was no personal beef. Because it was literally just homework.
Yeah, the personal beef feels more like with Makoto than with Kaneshiro even, which...
Yeah.
Again, it's a great arc for Makoto. It's just like Kaneshiro just doesn't really have anything really to do with Makoto's arc. Outside of just being the generic bad guy that gets Makoto to break and have that awakening moment.
He doesn't feel like a Persona 5 villain. He feels like a regular villain.
Yeah. And then in terms of the palace itself, I don't have strong opinions on. I think it's fine. But that theme? Easily the best palace theme in the game.
Yeah.
Like, nothing even comes close to just how much of a baner Price is. The palace itself, though, I have no strong feelings on it. It's fine.
I think, yeah, it's okay. I mean, what did we have? We had the... I don't even remember most of the puzzles. You had the cameras thing. It was
like
boring.
The password thing in like the very end of the palace.
Oh, the password thing at the very end. That was alright. I don't mind that. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and then it's another pretty forgettable palace. I'd honestly go for another C tier.
C tier, yeah.
It's not a bad palace though. We'll get to see what bad palaces look like later.
Yeah.
Okumura. Next up is Futaba. We talked about Futaba in the party member tier list, and pretty much everything we said about her in the party member tier list applies here.
Yeah, there's not much that we can really.
We put her in A tier in the party member tier list, so we'll put her A tier here as well.
Yeah.
The palace itself, I actually like the palace. The puzzles are all right. And then like the moment. I like the way the palace is formatted too.
Honestly, that's one thing that I like.
I love the way the palace is formatted. Well. And then also the fact that you had to go into like this far away other desert too in order to even start into the pyramid too. It's the only palace that feels like you're in like the world. Like,
the others are just like one
palace
building.
That feels like a breathed-in world that like actually exists.
Yeah, because the others are just like one building, but in Futaba's you really feel like you're in another world.
It's really well done shit, and then of course the palace theme. It's my second. I'd say. I actually like the palace. I might actually like the palace theme more than Price. Price is more of a banger, don't get me wrong, but the days when my mother was there is a very emotional song.
Yeah, the days when my mother was there is really good.
Yeah, it's an amazing song. And then my favorite part of the palace though is when you complete a section of it, and then you get to see what Futaba thinks about. When you get to see Futaba's recounting of her backstory. It's fucking tragic. It's so
with the shifting of the painting, right?
Yeah.
That is my favorite puzzle, I have to say.
That shit's fucking S tier storytelling. Yeah. It is just straight up my favorite puzzle in any of these palaces.
Honestly, yeah, because it's not a useless puzzle. It has something to do with the palace itself, with the theme of the puzzle, and it tells you a story that's very sad without just telling you. I think when it's just told, it doesn't hit as hard. But when you can really see it in front of you, how she used this entire event and how she sees everyone, it's amazingly done.
Yeah. In my opinion, this is honestly one of the best palaces in the game.
Yeah. I agree.
Unsure on if it's A or S tier. I think I'd go just
A tier.
For now, I'll go A tier. If there's anything that gets better on later on, I'll move it to S. But yeah, it's a really good palace. And then Okumura. I want to like Okumura as a villain more, because big bad CEO that abuses employees. Given my work history,
I think this is the realest one.
All the jokes about he is the realest palace ruler. Honestly, he is the palace ruler that the most people are gonna relate to. Because I work in retail, a lot of people work in retail. So someone like Okumura is a really easy antagonist to go, yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah. It's easy to be pissed at.
Because retail CEOs love treating their employees like fucking dog shit. And then that one of the best things too is the fact that the sort of like hesitation that Haru naturally feels from the fact that she realizes that her dad is just a complete piece of shit.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think Okumura is that bad of a character. He's a little boring because like big bad CEO go brr, but the fact that like in Persona 5 Royal 2, the palace was improved by the fact that like the in the boss fight there's like a robot Haru. That is honestly the most depressing, one of the most depressing like enemies in the game, because the fact that he sees his own daughter as just a tool, it's so sad. It's really well done visual storytelling.
Yeah.
Where would I put him? I've talked myself out of D tier, honestly.
You put him in C tier if you want.
I feel like he's more of a C tier though. Again, kind of a generic villain, but he does some things really well. He would be a much better villain if if Haru was a much better character, but
yeah.
But since Haru kind of got shafted because of a certain fucking cat, it just makes Okumura okay.
I'm not a cat!
Oh, you definitely are.
Pussy. Anyway. No!
Oh, shit. In terms of the palace D tier, fuck this shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably, I mean, it's considered the worst palace in the game by far. And don't get me wrong, there are some things to like in this palace. The only thing I actually really like about this palace is just how well it does, how good of a job it goes at showing how fucking shitty retail jobs are.
Oh, for sure.
It does an amazing job at that. However, gameplay-wise, this is the most pain-in-the-ass palace ever.
Yeah.
Fuck that maze puzzle with like the fucking going between. Fuck that shit.
The one where you have to go in between like the arms.
Yeah.
Is annoying because you can't get onto the arms from the side, and if you've got a shadow chasing your ass, it's kind of hard to get on the thing, and then you end up getting ambushed, and it's really annoying. Then you've got like the bullshit afterwards. What was it? The space one, which I have to say, when you first go flying through space, it's really sick. Like when I first thought of it, I loved it until the puzzle got annoying.
The worst part about this palace, though, is just the time limits.
Yeah.
That boss fight is one of the most insanely unnecessary difficulty spikes I've ever seen in a game.
Yeah. I had to travel a week back. I had to travel a week back and redo everything so I could level up more because it was so hard.
Yeah. I mean, I just said fuck this shit and just bought one of the DLC personas.
Fair enough.
Because I'm like, I need to beat this boss fight, and like I'm a Persona fan. I don't like thinking. I don't like using my brain.
Exactly.
I'd say honestly I wanted to go C tier because at least I like the stuff that it does to showcase the abuse of retail employees. But I had to go D tier because fuck that boss fight. Easily the worst boss fight in the entire game.
Yeah.
Just so unnecessarily, ridiculously fucking difficult for no reason. Like, it's not like a good challenge either. It's an unnecessarily big challenge. Because like, games are supposed to progress their difficulty like fairly and normally. Okumura is just like, oh my god.
Yeah. And also, one of them I think we should put at least one in D tier. If one has to go in D tier, it's gonna be fucking Okumura.
It has to be Okumura. And then, Sai next. I really love how they handle Sai in this game.
Yes. Also, Whims of Fate's a banger.
Yeah, one of the best palace themes, for sure.
Yeah. I fucking love that song. That song's so good.
Such a good song.
And it's not even just like a song that's nice. It's related to Sai herself. About
the lyrics do a great job at just showing who Sai is as a person and how the distortions have affected her.
Yeah.
Because like Sai is similar to Futaba, where she's a good person who's been who still has a distorted heart.
Yeah. Like a certain someone we're gonna get into later.
Yeah. I personally think that Sai is an A tier.
Yes.
In terms of just a little worse than Futaba, but yeah, I mean, she's a really well executed character. Because like it's very understandable how she got into the position she's in. Is like the thing is for as despicable as because Kamoshida and Madarame are so despicable, you hear their backstories and go, "Wow, you're still a piece of shit. I don't care." with Sai, it's like actually reasonable how she got her.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, this makes sense.
Like
you actually want to help instead of wanting to stop them from doing all this evil stuff. You actually want to help them just become a good person again.
Yeah, like Sai is a great character, and her palace does such a good job at characterizing her. In terms of the actual palaces, I think Sai's palace is probably the most fun I had with a palace in Persona 5. So really,
yeah,
it's a genuinely really fun palace to just traverse around.
I really like the palace. I also love gambling.
For sure. I'm actually split between like A, S tier even.
I would say S.
Yeah, I think S is deserved. Like, in terms of just how much fun the palace is, holy shit, it is so much fun. The puzzles are great, and then, just like all the different things they do to just showcase who Sai has become. It's so well executed. It's so good.
And then Akechi doing that big brain shit when he borrowed that money.
Yeah, that was the scene where I officially went, holy shit, Akechi is terrifying.
They're like, guys, we can't pay it back. No, and he's like, we're not gonna pay it back. Of course not. Who do you think I am?
Yeah, I mean, Akechi, I am ace defective. Yes, bringing in a Persona 3 reference here. They're so unnecessarily harsh toward Junpei, by the way. Junpei be best boy.
Anyway,
Shido is next.
For another time. That's good. Huh? Shido.
I want to like Shido way more than I do. Well, I want to hate Shido more. I want to hate Shido more than I do.
I hate Shido. Just because, but I feel like that's mainly because he's got personal beef with Joker.
He's got personal beef with Joker, personal beef with Futaba, and personal beef with Haru. I mean, like...
Yeah. He literally, he's on site for everyone. Like, he made everyone his enemy. But the thing is, with Shido, it ends up being he's telling other people to do this shit instead of him actually doing this shit.
Yeah, I feel like it makes it harder to...
Him himself, he doesn't... the Futaba thing was he ordered someone to do it. He didn't do it himself. Like Haru, he didn't do himself. Yeah, he did himself with Joker, which makes you hate him, but not as much as you think when 3 of your party members have personal beef with this motherfucker.
Yeah, and I feel like the only thing I can really say about Shido is the 2 things that make him lesser for me is I don't like his palace, and I feel like he gets really overshadowed by just how good Akechi's boss fight is. Yeah,
it's kind of like one of those things where like it's like when you're watching an anime and you've got like the most incredible episode that's just happened, and then you've got the next one. Like, yeah, I exist. No one gives a shit.
And I also feel like Shido gets kind of diminished by the fact that Yaldabaoth and Maruki happen afterward. He is supposed to be the final boss, and yet he doesn't really feel like it.
Yeah, he's meant to be the final boss. He's not even the penultimate boss in Royal.
Yeah.
So he feels like just another villain that you've caught. But that's not really true, is it? He's meant to be like this big thing. He's the final boss. One thing I will say, that calling card was hype.
Holy shit, Demo's type calling card
was so hype.
The only bad part about the calling card is just the fact that no one fucking reacted to it, which, like, I know that's part of the story, but oh my god, it sucked so much.
When everyone was depressed over when everyone was like, they hacked the TV, and they're like, yo, what's good, car? And then they're like, and then you got Ryuji swearing on national television. Yeah.
Exactly.
These guys are bullshit. When it's in the middle where kids are there, yeah. And then they're like, yo, our leader's right here. And then he shows his face.
Yeah, like that's some fucking crazy cool shit.
He's got balls.
Yeah. I will say though, Shido as a character, I feel like high B tier is as high as I can put him personally.
I beat it. Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I don't want to hold this shit in longer than I have to.
Alright, open wide. This is the second recording we've done today. Make sure you watch the other video. The other video was good. We did ranking the party members in terms of in battle as a party member and just as characters, but excluding their confidants. It was very good. You should check it out. While I'm here waffling to the microphone. While I wait for Aiden to come back from leave a like on the video. Yeah. Comment for the algorithm. Yeah. And check out everything. The anime reviews that we do every season. We're gonna do one this season as well. If you want more of our takes, we love doing tier lists.
Indeed.
And subscribe.
I am very hard right now.
Same.
It made
We're
pissing quite
twinning.
difficult. I think
I've
it's
been
funny,
rock
I've been
hard
drinking
the
so
entire
much
time,
fucking
I'm not
water
gonna
to make
lie.
sure my vocal cords don't just completely fucking burst.
That's fair enough. I've been a rock hard the entire time we've been recording.
Oh, I am too. Every time I hear your voice, I'd be like that.
Yeah, fair enough.
So then, Shido is next. In terms of the Shido Palace, I fucking hate this palace. Fuck that mouse puzzle. Holy shit, I fucking hate that mouse puzzle.
Oh yeah.
The palace is just a pain in the ass to traverse too, because it's just so massive, and like getting to the IT manager's room, I had to look that shit up. That shit fucking sucked.
Thing is, yeah, I think the concept of having to get 5 letters of recommendation is actually pretty cool. I kind of like that.
Yeah, it
But
gave like
the
a really
step
cool
you have
level of
to
progression.
take to get there, like breaking into someone's hotel room, and getting 3 teenage girls to seduce a fat man. It's a bit interesting, and especially considering that was Ryuji's idea, which is quite strange.
Yeah.
I think Ryuji should have a palace in conclusion. Anyway.
Yeah, I think Shido is
It's past boring. It's annoying.
yeah, the palace is very annoying. The main thing, another thing with it too is that since Shido is like the final boss, the developers are like, oh, we can make this the longest palace, guys. But it doesn't feel like super climatic as like a long palace. It just makes it extra annoying.
It's funny because it's the longest palace, but you can still do it all in one day.
Oh, for sure. I did it all in one day.
Yeah.
I mean, SP
there's
restoring
no
items are
roadblocks.
so fucking... I mean, Royal gives you... Because of the DLC, they give you a shitload of them. In Royal.
Yeah, and in Mementos you have that. If you go into Mementos and you go into like a new layer, you can get like 10 of some SP restoring item. Anyway.
I feel like
the fucking fire hydrant or something. Anyway.
the fact that the 5 letters of recommendation are like genuinely really important story-wise takes this one out of D tier.
Yeah, I think it's bottom of season. Would we put it above or below Kaneshiro?
I put it above. It's not as good as Madarame though.
As annoying as the rap puzzle is, at least like the concept is good.
Yeah. He's carried a lot by the fact that he's treated as the final boss, despite not even being the penultimate in Royal.
Yeah.
Yaldabaoth is next. Yaldabaoth's story-wise is really well done. It's a cool twist. It wraps up the themes better than Shido's even. I really like Yaldabaoth.
Yeah. Same. I really liked it as well. It was a very interesting twist. And of course, we got to see Joker's final awakening, which was hype.
It's made a little bit less hype by the fact that it's not the final palace in Royal, but...
Yeah, and also, one thing that was kind of annoying was that Joker awakens to Saturnale, but you can't even use him until New Game Plus, which is kind of dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, ignoring that. He's a good villain, man. It feels like... This really feels like a final villain. And obviously it isn't in Royal, but in Vanilla, it is.
Yeah.
It really feels like the one who's been controlling everything from the start. Like, they're the real final boss. Like, you need to fuck this guy up. Type thing. And I think they do it really well.
I'm gonna put him in A tier.
I agree.
Better than Sai is the only question I could really ask.
I'd say yes.
Yeah.
Just because of the amount of influence he has. I think he belongs there, yeah.
Yeah, again, this palace just feels so important to the plot.
Yeah.
Like, it's so well done.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Yaldabaoth's palace in general. I guess this is where we judge, like, the boss fight and the actual palace. I guess for the palace itself, you can also... Memento's deaths is also part of that.
Yeah, Memento's deaths... It's okay.
The puzzles itself are fine. Story-wise, though, it's really well done.
It's really well done story-wise. In terms of shape gameplay...
The puzzle itself was, like, easy as fuck.
Yeah, they're really easy. And, they're kind of repetitive. So that does get kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But, in terms of, what's it called, story, it's fucking amazing. You see all the villains you saw up until that you faced until that point in the jail thing.
Yeah.
I forgot the name.
And then, of course, the boss fight is amazing too. It's one of my favorite boss fights.
I love how they used the 7 deadly sins.
Yeah.
That they had used for all the palace rulers before. Like, you had their will seeds. So you had, I think Kamoshida was lust. Madarame was greed?
It's vanity. Vanity isn't even one of the 7 sins, by the way.
Oh, shit. A lot of them were, man.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and then Kaneshiro is gluttony, Futaba is wrath, Sai is envy, greed is Okumura.
Yes.
And then pride is Shido.
Shido.
I feel like those scenes represent them pretty well.
I like the boss fight. The boss fight was fun. It was actually like, it was actually kind of a challenge.
Yeah, it was simultaneously a decent challenge and a really fun spectacle.
But at the same time, I did somewhat see it solo with Joker, Arsene. But that's just people being crap to Persona.
Yeah. I would say I'd say justify it.
I justify it as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Like not quite as good as Futaba's Palace, though, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
And then, best palace in the game.
Yeah, I don't think that's even a question.
Yeah, Maruki's palace is unquestionably the best palace in the game. Nothing even comes close.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's hard to... I mean, there's a lot to unpack here.
There is so much to unpack. Because the thing is, Maruki's confidant is honestly kinda mid.
Well, yeah, it is. That's the entire thing. He's just your therapist.
Yeah.
You just tell him shit that you already. So it's just your own experience. So you already knew about it. So,
but then the palace happens, and it's some of the best stuff in the entire game, where Maruki wants to remove pain from the world. And I'm like, on one hand, you can say, oh, that's an admirable thing to do. It means that, especially the Phantom Thieves are able to live the lives that were taken from them.
yeah.
And yet, all the Phantom Thieves choose to reject his reality, because what he is doing is running away.
It's being lazy.
And Maruki, he tries to deny this. He's like, no, I'm doing good for the world. The world is better if I play God. Yet, we end up learning through the videotapes, which, oh my god, easily the best part of the palace.
For sure.
We learn from the videotapes, and then also we learn from the videotapes that Maruki, the reason why he's doing this isn't really because he's super virtuous. It's just because he himself is traumatized, and he doesn't want anyone else to go through the trauma that he had. He thinks that the best way to deal with that trauma is to remove it instead of move on from it.
Yeah, because he's a psychiatrist.
And the person that, and the character that ends up being able to showcase how Maruki is wrong is Sumire. How running away from her problems didn't allow her to grow.
Yeah.
So like, Maruki is so fucking well executed.
Yeah, because it's genuinely one of those things where he's not a you can't really call him a villain. He's more just a coward. But he's not doing it for. He genuinely believes he's right.
Yeah. With
the other palace rulers, apart from I guess Futaba, they know. Kamoshida knows he's doing wrong.
Yeah.
They all know that they're wrong. Maruki genuinely believes he's doing the right thing, and I think that makes it so much more important. What the Phantom Thieves do and what Sumire does, proving him wrong, because he genuinely believes it's right, and when you think about it, it does make sense why he thinks he's right, because you think, I don't like being hurt, no one likes being hurt, so what if we just remove that? Because people don't realize that that's what builds you up as a person. I mean, Joker would have never met any of his friends if it weren't for I guess Shido. So called. He would never have been able to develop into the person he is if that didn't happen to him. Not saying that he deserves for that to happen to him, but it has developed him as a person. It's made him who he was, and showing Maruki that message makes it so much so important and such a good story.
For sure. Like, Maruki is by far and away the best, most complex palace ruler in Persona 5. He's probably a candidate for just most complex and most well-written character in general.
Honestly, yeah.
Which, I mean, says a lot about just how good this arc of the game is. And just, like, I love it, too, because, like, another character who seemed really mid in before this arc was Kasumi, but then we end up learning that story arc and how well it relates to like Maruki and his goals, and it's like, holy shit, both Maruki and Sumire end the game as some of the strongest, best characters in the game.
Yeah, for sure.
So just really good shit. Easy S tier. And then in terms of the palace itself, I think that Maruki's palace is also one of the best palaces in the game.
Yeah, I mean, the videotape's incredible.
Yeah, the puzzles themselves aren't obnoxious. It's the only palace that makes like actually good use of the grappling hook, because grappling hook is a royal feature.
Oh?
Yeah.
Really?
Grappling hook is a royal feature.
You're lying!
It is not in vanilla.
That's mad! My life is a lie. So when Joker was doing upbeat shit in Smash Bros, that was just pulled out of his ass.
Yeah. Oh, actually, it's a reference to the menus.
Wait, so you was doing that shit in the menus of Persona 5, but you couldn't actually do it in game?
Yes.
Oh my days.
There's a reason why they ended up adding the grappling hook to Royal, because, I mean, it's just too logical of a...
I have to say, I'm so glad I played Persona 5 Royal.
Yeah, I was able to play Vanilla for free, and that's the fact that I didn't have to pay for it is the main reason why I ended up being able to play Persona 5 to begin with, because I wouldn't have given the game a chance otherwise. From now on, I'm only playing Royal.
Fair enough.
Vanilla is so much worse than Royal. I know there are people who defend Vanilla going, oh, but it's a more challenging game. If you want a challenging Persona game, then Persona 5 was not what you should be playing.
Yeah, Persona 5 is easy as balls, man.
Persona 5 is fucking easier than a Pokemon game. It's depressing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But the thing is, Persona don't have to be hard.
Yeah.
Also, if you want a hard game, just do what Pokemon fans do and self-imposed challenges like everyone does on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, self-imposed challenges are really fun. Especially
I want to try them.
I guess in terms of the ranking that I give Maruki, I honestly think the palace itself is also in S tier.
Yeah. I think the low side.
Yeah. Sai's palace is just more fun.
Honestly, I didn't expect Sai to be number one. I didn't know who was going to be number one, but I didn't expect it to be Sai.
I kind of expected it to be Sai. Sai's palace is so much fucking fun.
Yeah, but now I'm thinking about it, it was actually really, really fun.
Yeah. Like, it just straight up is the most fun palace in the game.
Yes, sir.
Maruki's palace is better from a story standpoint.
Yeah.
But,
in terms of actually having fun, Sai is
the videotapes alone give Maruki S tier, but...
For sure.
So... This is the Palace Rulers tier list. We'll give you guys a big, long time to just glance at it. I feel like Okumura not being D tier is the only real hot take here.
Yeah, you guys can go look at that while me and Aiden just passionately make out in the corner. You can just look at that.
Oh fuck, I am moaning so loud right now.
You just have to say it. Like, I am moaning right now.
Great dialogue, guys. And then this is the Palace tier list. I know it's... I actually feel like there could be a lot more hot takes here. Particularly Kaneshiro and Kamoshida, I feel like are going to be the main hot takes.
Fair enough, yeah.
But, so yeah, those are our Palace Ruler and Palace tier lists. What do you guys think about the video? Well, I actually don't want to know.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, right, I forget the cringe outro. We gotta do that every single time.
Yep.
What do I do next time? Alright, gamers, I'm gonna Kamoshida you if you don't like and subscribe and give me money through Patreon. Do you want me to, if you don't want to get Kamoshida'd by me, then you're gonna have to pay up. Oh my fucking god. See, the joke is that I say Kamoshida instead of rape. Alright, I'll fucking end the video now. That was horrible.